Today I got a question from Ustad طاهر from Jordan. First of all, he sent his greetings and thanks to Hazur for this program. Then he says that my question is related to the verses number 22 to 27 from Surah An-Nahl, from which I understand that the Queen Bilquis did send a gift to Hazrat Sulaiman.
Is what?
Did send a gift.
Yes, sir.
To Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam, but despite that he threatened her with a military invasion to her land. I would like to know the background of these events. Also, does the religion of the early Jews allow them to use force to spread the message of God?
From Surah Nahl.
Namal, sorry, my God, he's writing. نقرأ السؤال بالعربية. 22 to 27.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وتفقد الطير فقال ما لي لا أرى الهدهد أم كان من الغائبين لأعذبنه عذابا شديدا أو لأذبحنه أو ليأتيني بسلطان مبين فمكث غير بعيد فقال أحطت بما لم تحط به وجئتك من سبأ بنبأ يقين إني وجدت امرأة تملكهم وأوتيت من كل شيء ولها عرش عظيم وجدتها وقومها يسجدون للشمس من دون الله وزينا لهم الشيطان أعمالهم فصدهم عن السبيل فهم لا يهتدون ألا يسجدوا لله الذي يخرج الخبأ في السماوات والأرض وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تُخْفُونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ اللَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ رَبُّ الْعَرْشِ الْعَظِيمِ. That's an occasion for sajda, Hazur. That's an occasion for sajda.
Fine?
For doing sajda. That's
sajda.
I will read out the translation as given here. I will surely punish him with a severe punishment, or I will slay him, unless he brings me a clear reason for his absence. And he did not tarry long before Hudhud came and said, I have acquired knowledge of that of which you have no knowledge, and I have come to you from Saba with some sure tidings. I found a woman ruling over them, and she has been given every necessary thing, and she has a mighty throne. I found her and her people worshipping the sun instead of Allah, and Satan has made their works look beautiful to them, and has thus hindered them from the right way, so that they are not rightly guided. And they insist that they will not worship Allah, while Allah is He who brings to light that which is hidden in the heaven and the earth, and who knows what you conceal and what you disclose of your design. Allah, there is no God but He, the Lord of the mighty throne. That's it.
Yeah. Now, what's the question?
The question also is related to the rest of the verses, Hazur. He wants to know that he said, I understand that the Queen Bilquis did send a gift to Hazrat Sulaiman, but despite that he threatened her with a military invasion to her land. He said that I would like to know the background of these events. Also, does the religion of the early Jews allow them to use force to spread the message of God?
You see, it's not the question of early Jews, it's a question of history. We are talking, the Quran is speaking of a time when whoever conquered the land, his faith became the faith of the land as well. So it were the worshippers of the sun, like pharaohs, etc., whose faith in the sun became the faith of the whole country. So that was a time when this was a common practice in the world. But the kings and emperors of that time were practically interested in the worldly wealth and spread of their territory. But it so happened that along with their spread of the territory, their faith also spread. And they started worshipping sun everywhere. So to counter this in the same year was not an aggression, in fact. This was the custom of the time. Governments fought with each other, and also their religious ideology spread along with it. You understand the point? So there is no injustice involved in this case, because we are talking of a period when man was passing through this stage. The law of la ikraha fi din, etc., it all happened later. It was not, this verse was not revealed in the earlier books anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. So now the Muslims are confused because of la ikraha fi din. But the Quran is talking of a time when there was no concept of la ikraha fi din. Deen became the deen of the Maluk. Whoever conquered, their deen became the deen of the people. The only exception in the case of Hazrat Sulaiman was that although the other kings were interested largely in the worldly gains, in the material gains, Hazrat Sulaiman was not interested in that. He was concerned only with the faith, because as long as the worshippers or the emperors worshipped gods other than Allah, then the people will also have the same faith. So that is why when he subdued the country of Saba, he didn't demand anything else. He didn't want to have her own governor general appointed there. He just withdrew, because Saba said, I believe in God and I do not believe in sun anymore. And with that, Hazrat Sulaiman understood that the entire people will have the right faith from then on. So his territorial campaign, that is to say, which in that campaign, which appeared to be territorial, was not a territorial campaign at all. He was interested only that the people should not follow the wrong faith of the emperors. So instead of preaching to all the people, he preached to the emperor. There was empress at that time. And after she said yes, he said, all right, give your country to yourself. The return of Hadiyah was indicative of the same. He said, what do you think? Have I come for worldly gains? God has given me far greater things than He has given you. This is how I see this verse myself. I hope that Mr. طاہر will also agree with that. This is very important to understand, that at that time it was not permitted by any government for other people from outside to enter and begin to change the faith of their people. So question was from that side, against the freedom of individual right to believe. So in a strange way, it was a question imposed by other governments which was broken by Hazrat Sulaiman, but without bloodshed. Instead of sending emissaries into the state of Saba, trying to change the faith of the people, who were following the faith of the empress blindly, which this should have resulted in a great uproar and bloodshed. So instead of that, he attempted to change the faith of the ruler. and by that automatically the aggression would disappear. It's a very wise act and a very wise move which stands for the freedom of religion rather than coercion in religion.